The day one conclusion. It's our final map of the day. It is potentially a good one. It's the first and last. ViCi started this off with the upset we thought of the day. It turns out Fnatic are handing those out left, right, and center. But ViCi actually won that to find themselves here. They go against NRG. That makes NRG a decent favorite, but ViCi did impress.
But NRG, their best map, even according to themselves, Overpass is the one that's picked. ViCi, I guess we can't underestimate them anymore. They've provided some decent results so far. They look dangerous, as do Tyloo, to be fair. They just 16-3'd Cloud9. Like, I'm not sure what's happened there. We didn't get to watch that one, but it seems like everything's gone wrong today. All the upsets, as usual, happening at the major in the Swiss system. And here we go, the final game of the day. This is round 2, remember? And NRG currently 1-0, looking to find that illustrious 2-0. ViCi, same story, of course. And on Overpass, definitely got NRG as my favourites, but who knows what will happen here. I have no idea, as nothing makes sense anymore. We'll see how this one concludes and who will start on which side. It's the final game. It's just come up to 12:30 here. We just watched G2 looking very tired indeed. Will we see the same drop-off in form from either of these teams? That is yet to be seen.
Are you going to be joining me at 6 a.m. for leg day?
Probably not 6 a.m. I was thinking 5:30, to be honest.
Oh, okay, sure.
Just to make sure we're there and awake and making sure we're pumped for the day.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
And I'm down with that.
ViCi will start on the CT side, which is, I would say, an advantage on Overpass. It's the more preferred side, at least. As we get ready for it, we'll have a look at the buys as they come through. And we'll be NRG, presumably having daps on the smoke, the flashbangs, maybe a Molotov. Got a slight issue here for NRG just as they sort out their headsets.
We can live with that. Bit of a purchase already coming in. They're miles away in another building, and by miles I mean about 40 meters away in another building, so I'm happy to talk about the buy. You can hear the votes coming through. That certainly means we're going to get restarted right away. So maybe I won't talk about the buy, because if it does indeed... Okay, so they went for a I thought they were going to call for a restart because it was round 1. Why not? They actually just called for the timeout. So it's going to be as you see it. 3, make that now 4 as Cirque joins in. Players armored up. The only that's not is Daps, the strat caller. He's got the bomb. So naturally he's being sort of the VIP, if you want.
Yes, indeed. He provides all the gadgets as well. He's got the smoke grenades, the flashbangs, and the bomb, which has now been dropped to T-steps. Cirque, one of my favorite players on this squad. Really enjoy his powerful, impactful all play. As we get into it, he'll be focusing towards middle. Currently has the Glock armor, as do the rest of their 4 teammates. Apart from Daps, Joking will find the first contact here, unable to land the headshots just yet. He'll have to fall back. He's now will do what he can to hold them off. You can see them all coming in very quickly, pincering towards that site. The kills starting to come through now. Will be at least an advantage for a split second there. But Ethan rebranding himself, another great talent from the NA scene. It's back and forth we go, but Fugly left in a 2 versus 1. Not for long though. Can he close this one out? He's just got one player in front of him, holding the CT steps. That smoke down may allow him to find the bomb.
So Fugly does try and backpedal a little bit. 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Spot out his target. He absolutely did. He dinked up on him straight down to 16 HP. Has him on the run, and that now enables him, and he knows that, to get the bomb. Presumably, this is a bit predictable, don't you think? He's going to rotate back over to the other stairs, forced off one back to the other. Fugly had that anticipation, but now is unsure based on the fact that he has not yet peaked. So bomb to be planted. Omen allows it. Wants to play the angle and get the headshot. Shot missing. Whistling pass. Confirms it. And a great play from Fugly. Up on top, elevated over. Just a small target to fire at. That goes both ways, though, and it works out for him.
Yeah, this is not Fugly's first rodeo. He's been to plenty of majors before, not had the greatest success. I think Columbus was their best run in CLG, was at quarterfinals.
It was quarterfinals against Team Liquid at
That's
the time.
right, and he's definitely an experienced player, but certainly looking his career best in terms of individual play with this squad, I would say. I feel like this is where he's proven himself to actually be a real talent, and perhaps one of the leftovers of some of the NA teams, and Daps has done a fantastic job with this squad of making them contenders at this major. They've certainly been preparing. Cirque, Bulgarian bulldozer, or powerhouse, up against this force buy of ViCi. Needs to be careful here. Maybe a little bit too aggressive with the MAC-10. Down he goes from a single bullet of that Desert Eagle.
Advent, speaking of Christmas-wrapped bombs, We've got the Advent
Yeah,
calendar
why is that
on the
still
go.
here? That's been removed. How did that even appear in the last?
Because this major is a gift to the world, Henry.
I think that's like as bug that still exists. I'm not sure the Christmas bomb will still appear.
That's not a bug.
Yeah.
That's Gordon Freeman.
Just railing everyone with the deagle, it seems. That's 2 for him.
Didn't know what you were going to say. He was railing there for a minute.
I realized where that could have gone, and I had to stop myself. Luckily, I caught it just before it went a little bit too over the line. We'll see as Dad's smoking towards heaven, whether they fall back towards a desperate attempt will be seen here. Looks like this force spy is going to be working out absolutely. At this stage, what do you do? 45 seconds, 5 on 2. You've given this round up, maybe a little bit too... I'm trying to find the right word here. Aggressive is not over. It's maybe a little bit too audacious towards short there. Challenging with the Mac 10. Thought it'd be no problem. Find a player of USP, but it was the force spy. You don't necessarily expect that in today's game. And you'd usually wait for the third round rifles, but for now, NRG will have to wait out the longest 20 seconds of their life and hope they can hold on to the AK and Khalil. They've got a couple of flashes to save as well. Money is not good. Each player will get $1,400 on top, and they'll almost certainly force buy around the rifles. It's a good job, especially by Freeman. Those 2 deagle shots. I think he only fired 2 bullets in the round and got 2 kills.
Save called. Second game in a row now that we've actually seen, although opposing starts in terms of the other time it was a CT win and then a T win, but second game in a row on Overpass on this stream that we've seen a 1-1 start.
Ooh, that's paused.
We've talked a little bit about this. We thought the new money system was going to actually enable some more, well, we think it still does. We just haven't seen it utilized. More creativity with purchases early on and how you want to go about it.
I was
aggressive.
expecting to see, just before we go on, I was expecting to see more teams maybe focus on like an idea of not buying anything in the pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one's tried that at all.
No, and
No
I know it sounds weird, but if you lose that way, you're going to build up so much cash so quickly, you can still reset them and run away with it.
Yeah, on a map like Train, for example, you just get like one utility player to get the smoke down the ramp, you get that plant down there, you still have a fighting chance. If you lose it, you've got plenty of cash to answer back with like an AK buy next round. Like, that's a pretty spicy idea. Like, no one's given that a go. Whether we done this major, I don't think it will, but I'm sure some teams will float with it maybe in the future.
Yeah, someone's had to have at least considered that, right? But
yeah.
The point is, we see a lot of teams actually elect to full save in the second round. Force buying becoming more prevalent, at least today as the days go on. We've seen it 4 or 5 times.
On the T side, if the bomb gets planted in pistol,
it's
like,
viable.
It's definitely viable. You can get maybe 2 AKs and a Galil if you get the right amount of kills. CT side, I think Inferno is the real stomping ground for that idea. If you're on the CT side on that map, you can go CZ, smoke, play like a gun round, and actually have a fighting chance there of winning the round. So it really is map dependent, but generally speaking, I think CT side should he give it that third, but it's whatever way you feel has been most successful for your squad. We don't know what's going on in their practices, and we can only call it as we see it. Flash towards middle there, always like that one off the light. And this is the force buy, remember, in response from the North Americans. That saved AK and Galil with not much else. Like we said, only $1,400 coming into this one. Ethan, like we said, one of the few players that rebranded. He used to spell Ethan backwards, and we were all saying Ethan, having to translate that in our heads, and this makes things a lot easier. It's beneficial for him and for us.
Actually, it was just naughty all along, because he is naughty, and finally he wanted to, all right, let's guess, you haven't figured it out, I'll put it backwards, and then you'll get it.
Exactly.
He signed his signature, Ethan. I wonder if maybe they were forcing it.
I think he just officially changed the name on the system, that was why.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Deva wasn't allowed to change. Explosion toward the site. Not much response until Alman does walk back out from jungle stairs. But even still, can't go any further with it as Joking has to go back toward the stairs and bail out because smoke's already down, bomb already planted. They don't have enough to work with. So not a lot of weapons purchased up by the T's. They're going to respond. We're going to go 1-1-1. Different money system means slightly different scenario on that. Forget the extra bonus, if you will, at the start. Everyone's starting from 0 at 1,400 on these losses. But eventually someone's going to suffer from this.
Well, the fact that ViCi can save 3 weapons here, you can see Joking will have enough to drop even a rifle if he's that way inclined, and same story for Freeman to buy up himself. That actually helps out a lot. That's $600 extra, and potentially, is that a rifle available too? I don't think it is. I think it was a Mac 10. As he does get some extra cash. I would not be surprised if the CTs buy up into this, considering what they saved. And with 3 up, it's pretty much a guarantee they'll give it a go. But ViCi feeling the pain now. Back-to-back force buy victories for either side, but NRG 2-1 in the lead. Scout there for Advent, and he'll patch up some armor as well. As they do commit to this, for Mass, a couple of rifles, MP9 for jockeying, and K's with the scout there. Rifles across the board for NRG and a full array of utility as well. But their money's weak, and you see why ViCi want to get stuck into this round. There's every chance they can win it. Scout shot actually hit. There's a ton of damage there. Circ down to 11. It must have been coming down with a grenade, I'm not sure. But down he goes. He's got the Galil, so if anyone was going to take the damage, it might as well be him.
Flash through monster. Freeman, he's caught by that, has to look away toward the wall. K's up on top of the flower, and by design, is Joking put out the smoke in front. Breezy's gonna work back over. AK actually just predicted that. Why else would you smoke that far forward? I might as well pre-fire.
Another underrated rifler, I would say.
He's sick.
Yeah, he really, really is good. He's, on his day, like, he can look like a world-class rifler, no doubt.
I think he has the highest peak potential on NRG.
I'm not going to
So
dispute that.
You thought about that?
I was going to say, like, I feel like for me, the most skilled players on this team, because they're different discipline. I think Cirque's their star player.
That's exactly it. They're different disciplines.
Yeah.
Cirque is the star, but he's on the op. I think Ethan, when he goes off on the rifle, though, can outperform that. But here we go. Fugly, we'll come back to that because it's a good point of discussion. Fugly's going to step it up, bombing down. Look at K's getting picked apart through the box. He's not even sure where he's being shot from at this point, so just wants to get to security. There's always security at the bank, so it's the stairs that he'll play. Offset boost. They don't want to go straight into the wall. Instead, it's in the open. They spot it, but they're spotted in turn. Cirque with both.
There you go. That Galil doing work. Scout will have to do a lot more, but only one kill found. They'll take down Breezy, but overall, 4 players survive. Bomb down round guaranteed. And an eco for ViCi here as it's looking likely to go 4-1. Daps, great in-game leader. Plays a classic game of CS. Rarely makes bad calls. Put together this group of players that seemed like they were outliers in terms of the top end of the NA scene, and really got the most out of them. It's fantastic to see, and the way they've battled their way through. They've had some ups and downs, missed out on the last major actually, and now want to prove themselves here. I think everyone missed them at the previous major. They were certainly ready, just a really unfortunate series of events didn't get them that. And we'll see. It's actually Daps who was an analyst for us in London last time. Just a note.
That's actually true. During the minor stages.
Yes.
Wasn't there beyond... was he at Challengers?
I think he was. I think this
we
stage...
joined in at Legends. So
Yeah.
I think that is true. He was, in fact, there at this point in time. Which actually is an interesting point because I actually didn't get to the major. So Cirque, if I'm not mistaken, this is his debut
I think so.
in a major.
He
He's a
didn't
young
play
player.
in other the big Bulgarian teams ever, so...
Whoever did the scouting to find him as well and bring him to North America, that's a brilliant man in his own right. They had Spy Leader, Bubble, Victor. Yeah, sure. But those guys, that was all we saw from Bulgaria. This guy came out of nowhere. Frankly, he's better than all of them.
He's doing a fantastic work with the really stunning player at times. And now, opening kill comes in from Ethan and Cirque. And it's going to be an absolute bloodbath here on the B side. You can see they're not taking any chances. Smokes down, flashes in, trade potential there. Those are the kind of plays we're looking for on the T side from G2. That's why I was so critical of them. People might think I was being harsh, but we didn't see anything like that from G2. There was no coordination. They were just walking into choke points one by one. If someone went down 5 seconds later, they'd go for a real gamble, re-peek, and hope for the best. That's how you approach those sort of situations. That was really nicely done by NRG. As K's, if he gets 1 kill here, that will be fantastic for him, but I don't think they're getting anything up at all. The discipline is really quite impressive from NRG. This is them looking to book themselves a place in the next stage. They will go 2-0 if they win this game. 1 more will do it. It's looking very good so far. Certainly the favourites going into this one, at least in my book. Round 6, money starting to stabilise now. ViCi turned heads this morning in the opening game, took down Fnatic in quite stunning fashion as well. Was it 16-8, I believe, 16-9? And no one saw that coming, to be fair. Then Fnatic went on to go 0-2 as well. They have 1 life left. That is quite a scary prospect. There was people having a discussion that Fnatic could potentially turn up and steal this major away, like have a great run. Still can happen.
It can.
But it's not looking good.
Cloud9 went 0-2 in the group stages of the Boston
That's
Major.
right.
But that was the top 16, not 24. This would be unexplored territory. It is unexplored territory.
That would be the absolute worst scenario. If you bring it back and then someone win the whole thing, that's got to be some sort of record. That's insane.
Cirque's trying to do damage out toward the smoke. Can't find anyone getting aggressive at the front side of the bathroom. Still, though, they've got a 4-1 lead. Guns again, and Kays wants to try and go into a craze on this AWP. Boosted up, off angle, couldn't get it, and him and Joking will fall back to the site instead.
Yeah, it looked like Kays had that one. He saw the shoulder bait and had the prime position, just couldn't find the headshot. Difficult shot, to be fair. Ethan holding towards short, just making sure no one's pushing and getting information on the map. He doesn't necessarily need to find kills there, just allow his teammates to have this space and control and not be worried about flanks, and CT's getting information. Kays with another opportunity here. Surely hits this one, which he does. Cirque hasn't bought the orb just yet, hasn't required it, but taking a bullet to the chest is up to Ethan to try and recover the situation. That's the talent we're looking for. This guy is good. As he cracks open the B bomb site single-handedly, there is a response though, 3 versus 3 as time ticks away, but you can see them pouncing on the opportunity. They know numbers are low there. Difficult plan coming through, but the smoke will help them out. Joking, doing what he can here. A desperate spray through the smoke, trying to bring the round in their favor. It's up to Daps now. Not the strongest frag on the team, as he's just buying time for ViCi, and that's wonderful play.
Certainly is. Joking as well is going to slide back down. He's looking, oh, what a snappy shot that was. He was looking high, aimed low, got Daps. Watch out for ViCi, though. He's already snuck in, taps the bomb. Now he's aware he's worked in from the jungle, but ViCi's got the headshot.
Okay,
it's easy and breezy when you're a beautiful cover girl.
It's absolutely true, Matt. I couldn't agree more. That was a touch and go round, and it was nasty to finish as well. The fact that ViCi hits that shot, he had a disadvantage there. He swings out in the open, not knowing it's a full defuse or not. He is lacking intel. He's assuming it is and tries to challenge that 1v1. Nails the shot as expected, and it is going to be 5-1 with an eco for ViCi here. Still early stages, but not looking good for the Asian squad right now. We saw what they can do with Deagles, though. Second round was magnificent. Freeman with a double deagle, but I feel like that was a wake-up call. NRG haven't looked that slack since. Joking, I should say. I think that's the official way to pronounce it. I'm not sure. That's what I've always said. Seems to be fine. And they'll get that long control. Very valuable part of the map against these pistols, you know. You're always going to have the upper hand when you have the rifles. Cirque with the first time, the AWP in his hands. Assume they got that for free after winning the previous round. Smoke toward long, takes vision away. And here's Ethan, once again, holding short. His aim is so snappy and precise. I love to watch him play. Here he comes again. Perfect headshot, falls back. Gets that intel, confirms their eco, gives them 5 and 4.
Fugly just going to check out exactly what he feels is suspicious. To him, it's the front of the bathroom, his teammate inside. In fact, they go together all at once. Joking, the only one getting anything done. Up to his 9th kill and very quickly removed by Fugly. As out of place as our Christmas wrap bomb is, so too is the advent calendar. He's yet to find a kill as Alman waits inside of the smoke with Freeman. His only teammate, only friend. They'll push forward together. Cirque is ready. Already watching the barrels before he brings the bomb to position and place. Fugly smartly waits for the rotations back out. He might get one for this. They've got an AK picked up, so he could have perhaps put his eyes more aggressively toward where that gun went down, because it's almost certain at this point Alman's going to try and sneak away and save that, and Fugly only has 22 HP. Can't really go after it, but hey, that's insignificant really to the fact that now they're going to be up 6-1.
They just want to keep their money strong here. They're playing a disciplined game. They'll let them have the AK. They're going to buy up next round. Sure, the AK is beneficial on the CT side, but they've got low HP players. Might as well get out safely and make sure this is a clean round. Even more so now that AK problem has been resolved. Fugly is taking care of that. So, Freeman, no deagles for him this time. He escapes the bomb blast, but he'll be buying up next round. That deagle doesn't really do too much for them going forward. 6-1, NRG. Powerful. As I said, I consider this their best map. Casted a lot of their Overpass games and always been impressed of the teamwork, the chemistry, the fundamentals and how you approach a map. They seem to have it all. They've got the executions on the T side. They know how to run the defaults. The anti-ecos seem to be successful most of the time. You've actually had Astralis on the ropes a few times on this map. Took them to overtime at late stages of last year. There's the common incendiary now towards the T steps, allows players like Rocking to push up, and you can see it forces the smoke out of the T side. It's actually quite significant, especially the early stages of the round. Yes, you sir, go off with that orb, just to know. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he hasn't needed to, but yeah, absolutely. The potential is always there. Number of new knives brought into the game recently. Seeing a fair few. Choking, good hold, good position. Cirque had no idea he was already up behind the fountain, and he takes full advantage of that. So, falling away, it's finally a kill on ViCi's side that, I say this quite often, but it's sustainable. They get one that's not traded, and they can actually secure a position now in the CT. Or can they? Ethan just absolutely obliterates Freeman behind barrels.
Well, Freeman having a rough time, but at least they removed the orb factor here. Minute remaining. Map control. At least being assessed by ViCi, seeing what he can do with this. Heads his way towards the bathrooms. And it's Kays who surely hits this one. Perfectly positioned. He'll get the shot and force them back towards B. That's the only play they can make right now. They know they don't really have the time or resources to really challenge an AWPer, and they know he's on the A side of the map right now, trying to make our ways toward B and see what can be done. There is one fly in the ointment, though. There's almost a guaranteed frag here, maybe a couple. Just the one picked up. 3 versus 2. Ethan left on 1 HP, so surely ViCi picked this round up. That nade should confirm me, but I think the bomb goes down now.
You're absolutely right. They were a split second from the plant, and they won't get that, so that's going to be money lost, unfortunately, for them, and they have to save this AWP. Daps getting away. They've got money left over, don't get me wrong, but it just means they won't get that extra little bit from the plant. If they win the next one and reset ViCi, I don't think they'll mind that all too much, to be frank. Not Frank, I'm Matt. It's 6-2.
6-2.
You're Hank.
I am, to some. Kays will have the orb again, and this is pretty much game-defining round here. This is where we work out if ViCi have a shout at this. If they lose this round and all 5 go down, they're double eco territory, and it could potentially lead to something like an 8-2 scoreline. We'll see. Maybe 9-2 considering that double eco aspect I just threw in there. So we'll see. A lot on the line. They have got kits. They've got the utility. Cirque with the orb, though. Still yet to see him really pop off. And it's normally not a matter of if, it's when with this dude.
Advent playing out aggressively again, still sitting with no kills. He's played aggressively on short a few times. They just haven't really gone that direction when he has.
Well, Ethan has a few times, and this is what usually happens. That. Didn't even have to down myself there, man. I knew it was happening. Ethan's nuts.
Are you directing this film?
I don't know, but I could just... That guy, his aim is like, it's brutal. If he's peaking, like, it's pretty impossible to stop him.
Don't forget that he had a period of time in CLG as well. He was brought in with Sabrosa.
Yeah.
After Kusta was
that was a weird
departing.
time for CLG, wasn't it? That was like when things really had fallen apart.
Yeah, they were trying everything, throwing everything at it. Ethan is throwing himself at this round. Freeman and Almond caught out in the open. Not a man left between them. It's now ViCi inside of the site. Bomb to be planted once they confirm jungle is clear. Brilliantly done. Poor Advent gets absolutely obliterated. Can't win that duel, can't get on the board, and now they just absolutely fall. They crumble as Fugly goes hunting.
Well, he's confirmed the orb towards playground, but Ethan wins the round single-handedly. He's playing the lurk role, right? He's the person who's holding off the rotations and making sure they don't get short control. He's gone a bit further than that this time. He's actually managed to completely obliterate the first player, spray down 2, and now they're on the hunt for Kays, who maybe gets another kill here, nails that. But they've got the resources now to justify the hunt. They know he's low, and Ethan, he wants to finish this off in a show-stopping manner. We'll see if he gets it. Oh, that's a great shot. He doesn't get the full house. The Kays get 3, but they're eco regardless. Those kills don't actually mean that much. It's actually much more viable for NRG to go for that kill and lose 3 and get the AWP out of his hands and force an eco than it is for them to leave him alive and save the AWP, which could be round dependent, because if he goes forward, gets an opening pick, funnels him towards B, it can fall apart. Now they have nothing. They're in double eco territory now. He said if all 5 go down, they are in trouble.
Big trouble. Big, big trouble. And again, that goes back to the fact that Daps last round backed out. He would have known that in the back of his mind. Hey, even if I lose this, we can seal the half with it.
Yeah, indeed. Well, it's not quite double ecos. They'll get 1900 next. You can see there is residual cash. A couple of players that did save, so I don't mind this full eco, but it's certainly not ideal. Daps will have to stay in that corner now. Can't really move. He is locked in that position.
Thankfully for him, there's no utility bot up.
Well, that's the thing. So he's just letting his teammates, who are absolute lions right now, just maul the opponents on the B bomb site here. Good damage with the USBs, decent effort. You can see their aim is certainly there, but it's Ethan once again, who's wrecking house.
Yeah, he's got to be near the top at this point.
Oh, no doubt.
Maybe he has turned things around, the name and his game.
Exactly, that's all it took.
He's looking good.
Yeah.
It's late. These are when my cheesy jokes come out, okay?
It's true. Sometimes we don't get much to work with, when teams are getting ran over like this sort of fashion, where we just had the last game as well. It's difficult to really dissect exactly what's going wrong, as we don't see much from ViCi. I don't know much about that map pool. That's why I like casting these games. But it's not too late at this point. We haven't got to the point of no return. Sure, it's very difficult to recover this situation. You're going to be on the back foot financially now pretty much the rest of this half. They can get 5 on the board, though. That's enough to give us a competitive game.
Ethan.
Surely goes down now.
Oh my, they're all over him. They're chasing him. Nade down, and Ethan Hawken has finally died.
Finally taken out of the equation. It took, I think, 3 players there with utility in the push and a smoke. And
they sent Alman after the SMG, so now everyone has a weapon to work with. ViCi, again with the opening pick.
Where's that AK? Surely Ethan had one of those, right? Where did it go?
You would presume that to be true. You're right.
Did they lose it in battle? Did it fly out the map? If it did, that's gutting, because Orman got that kill with the UMP, so he didn't find the AK. He couldn't grab it.
Yeah, he ran forward. I made a mistake. Either way, Daps jogging down. Fine from Kays. Got it through the edge of the truck. Knew that he was going to peek in that position after his teammate perished. So, Cirque now has to pull it back. They push forward. It's Alman they run into. Bomb still gets planted, but Alman, he's still swinging. He's looking for more on this as well. And just doing damage, he's allowed Freeman to walk back through. ViCi's going to get a 3rd round, and it's very apt time to do so, because again, not quite the double eco. They had enough residual. They avoid catastrophe, and the fact that it would have been 9-2 and potentially 10-2 afterward.
It's a big call and a big round. ViCi making it work. They focus on that short area. Finally, they're realizing Ethan's there by himself every single round pretty much, and they haven't had to adjust things because he's absolutely destroying them. They focused a lot more utility and resources towards outside of the map instead of just Advent by himself. He doesn't get the kill, but Orman did, and at that point they were able to at least shove NRG towards the A-bomb site, be ready for it, hit the shots, and to be fair, Kays is doing a great job. He's actually hitting a lot of decent shots. That AWP of his looks deadly. Cirque might have met his match. Was yet to see him really go off with the AWP, and they're just going for a straight up B rush here, I think, because they're focusing so much towards short. They're just going to try and break through towards Monster. We know that aim potential is off the charts right now, and Breezy's got behind enemy lines. Not as clean as you'd like, but that's a nice finish. He sticks to landing. My God, there's bodies all over the place as Kays can just look back and wonder what the hell just happened there. They'll have to fall back to the AWP, and that round's over.
Absolute slaughter. Kays, he's way back toward T-spawn because he was still getting information on A before the bomb even was in position on B.
That's a great call, though. I wanted to go into that a little bit more, but I will.
Do it. No, do it.
It's the fact that they've obviously adapted to Ethan's presence towards short, right? They're putting a lot of resources out at the start. They're flashing off, they're pushing, and they're trying to make sure he can't do anything. Daps has recognized that and said, you know what? If they're going to start bullying you at short, let's send the big brothers round. Let's all go through Monster and take them down one by one. Everyone dropped on that B bomb site in a matter of, what, 3 seconds? They were all dead. They were focusing so much on short because of the chaos that has been presented there so far. NRG with the B rush call, sometimes that's all you have to do. Just to mix it up a little bit, straight through the Monster area, through the Molotovs as well. That didn't scare them. They took about 30 damage each and hit their headshots. And Breezy, no doubt in his mind he was going to get those kills. Like I said, not as clean as you'd expect from him, but the last couple of shots were absolutely stellar. And now it's another eco for ViCi, 9-3 down.
Fugly gets below the ladder. Ooh, Ethan is trying to hit that jump shot. Alman on the other side. Nade thrown his direction as well, does no damage. See just briefly, you can certainly see it on the radar, and I'm sure the keen-eyed viewers are checking the radar as if they're playing right now. You can see it on the X-ray too, though. 2 players inside the bottom of the stairs stacked up ready with pistols in case anyone wants to contest the underpass position. Exactly this. It's unfortunate timing for Daps. But No one peeking against him won't cost him anything for being blinded in the open at party. Fugly nearly spotted. I think he's going to get away with that. They didn't quite see him, but this is not a bad decision for the Pistols. Close the gap, try and get information, push all the way around behind them. You might as well give it a go. Ethan's got Freeman. They're aware now that the attack from him is on at B. They know he's been lurking. He's not aware. Joking actually with the silenced GSP left him a little bit clueless for a moment there. That nearly cost him.
Well, he will fall back, and 2 frags for Ethan, 16 in total so far. Gonna find another one here, looks at things. He's just inside the Matrix right now, isn't he? He's just reading this in code. He knows exactly where they're coming from, 1 step ahead of the game. And it will be K's left in another 5 versus 1. There we go.
Ace Ventura. Go get him. Ethan, look for that ace. They're gonna let him Daps. He spotted him. Does he let his teammate get there? It's not a very good leader, Daps. Just kidding, no one cares about that. Just win the round, it's 10-3. I will say,
go on.
We've seen, I think, more aces in one day than probably ever before.
Yeah.
And definitely more team kills in one day than ever before.
It's been one of the craziest days of Counter-Strike, just in terms of everything that's gone down in terms of results, the clutches, the individual performances, just so many different strange altercations going down here. This is why Counter-Strike, I guess, is one of the most beloved FPSs of all time. Like, anything can and will happen on the day, and regardless of form and practice, you have one off day and remarkable things can happen. Maybe the pressure gets you, maybe something in the air about the major, but this always seems to happen in the early stages of this tournament.
It's a lot to ask retrospectively of some of you lovely people that are watching, and I do mean that, some of you are great. If anyone has been keeping track of how many team kills and aces there are, let me know. I wouldn't ask someone to go back and find out because that might be a lot of work, but
this is the 16th map, so not a huge amount of work. Yes, you could look into that, just look into the graphs, and you really want to humor Matt here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what the totals were, because they're pretty ridiculous. Daps firing inside of the smoke, no one getting actually caught out by those bullets. They thought about pushing, you could see it. It was there, the idea, but perhaps the bullets alone firing in was discouraging enough and they think better of it. So back over toward A, we turn our attention, and that's where ViCi starts to get in front of the bathrooms. 10-3. NRG want to make this a 12-3 half. Certainly that wants to be the goal. K's could time this very well. They haven't cleared connector. Oh, and Daps is going to run right into them. Bomb down temporarily, but that won't allow him to flank out an unsuspecting trio of players because they have time to respond to the fact that Daps is lost. So maybe it even helps NRG. Maybe not.
No.
Choking out toward long.
Wow. We said we're looking for 5 rounds. We said that a while ago. If they can get 5 on the board, win the pistol next half, it's still very possible. This is looking promising now on the 4-on-2. Your NRG, you might as well go for it. You've got money for the last round. This is number 14. Freeman needs to have a clean kill here just to guarantee the round. He goes down, that's fine. I don't see Cirque. Maybe I'm speaking ahead of it. This is the Cirque at this point. He might win this. You never know. Oh my God, can he plant? No, he can't. He can't plant. If he had 1 more second, he wins that round. That's all it took.
Jesus.
1 more second on the clock, he wins the round. It was so close. That's why I stopped myself before I said, you know this one's done now, because I forgot who I was dealing with. But there you go. It almost happened.
A display from Cirque du Soleil.
Yes, indeed.
Why'd I waste that there?
I don't know.
That was a good line.
That's a really,
I just came up with that.
Use that in the playoffs. These boys are getting there. Save it for the arena.
All right, everyone, the 50,000 people, no one hold me accountable if you hear that one again. Yeah. I literally, wow, wow, that's a waste.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have
forget it,
that.
Delete it,
yeah.
Anders,
Don't
please
clip it.
Yeah.
Do not clip it, save it, cherish it. And we'll go for another B rush here. NRG have had enough of these defaults, these slow rounds. They want the headshots, and the flashbang's actually pretty decent here for the CTs, but the shots not quite landing. It's looking like it will be an 11-4 half, as they have to rotate in with UMPs. No kits and Daps. He's absolutely done, this player. And not the cleanest, like I said, he's not the biggest fragger on the team.
No, but that fence, we've seen that. I remember that in 2016. I think it was Flusha. If had his bullets disappear inside of that fence,
sure.
That is an awkward spot to shoot through. K's, especially that angle, because you're shooting through both sections of it. K's trying to do what he can. They even boost up. He thinks he can run back and get a window shot. Tiki, not going to happen. They're already there. They're already on top of the case, and it's now 11-4 for NRG. An incredible half. They look very solid. And ViCi, yeah, okay, they upset Fnatic, but now they're getting a taste of what the upper side of the bracket really looks like. And NRG might end up 2-0 before this is all over.
Well, there we go, Matthew.
Actually, it would be when this is all over.
Should we take a break and think about it?
Yeah, we'll come back with an answer on that one.
Absolutely. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
A look at the incredible sombrero known as the Spodek Arena. It's 11-4 for NRG. They start out on their CT campaign with 3 people on armor, not 4. Ethan has gone the full save. That was something we discussed.
That's so nice. It's actually happened. We used to run this
side, though. That's a bit more interesting.
We used to run this in Swords. We had this kind of idea. It never really caught on. It never worked out for us. We tried it for like a month or so, and it was like we were trying to work out the maths. It's like, yeah, this could actually be a thing, but didn't really work out in the end. But this is Ethan giving it a go. He'll have money. He goes down first.
And they boosted him because even without armor, he's playing a headshot angle.
It's a good point.
That doesn't matter.
Yep. Good point.
So even if he loses the boost, they swing around. The next player that takes the fight is going to have armor. Doesn't look like things are really going to plan in this pistol, but Cirque is still going to give it a go toward K's. In fact, a deep smoke towards Sandbags, trying to isolate anyone who backed off the bomb, but it's been ticking for half of its life. Valve, please give us a third one. Joking, he's not. He's got Breezy. He's all the way around the corner, and it's Fugly with 4 HP just in front. That's the round done, I'm afraid. So NRG will come up shy. ViCi, they didn't get the 5 rounds you wanted, but they do certainly get the pistol. Now let's see what Ethan chooses to do. Now let's see what really was behind this plan.
This goes back to that philosophy when you have these huge leads, you don't really want to force buy in the second round. It's not like he's got a massive amount of cash and a huge advantage here, but it will help him out going forward. That's why let's take the timeout now. Let's just talk about this, boys. We've got this lead right now. Daps is a smart man, I know that. He'll be thinking we've got this lead, we do not need to force buy yet.
And again, we talked about saving the full $800 on the T side specifically, because if you plant that bomb, the additional 800 plus the bonus if you lose, you're gonna have a full AK no matter what. This side didn't get a kill, sits at 2,700 right now. So let's fathom that they won that round and he picked up a kill.
Sure.
He's fully bought on an M4. It's, what's the math? You're better at this than I am. 2 pistol kills plus a win with no purchase, so $800 on top of it. Is that glass cannon? No, I think you're just shy still. I think you're high.
This is a lot of variables going into it.
Yeah,
I know. I see what you're doing. Yes.
I'm trying to surmise if you could get a second round op on the CT side or not. Or on the winning side, I suppose.
So no, you can't. So
yeah, I was going to say it's slightly light, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get it third round pretty easily. But you'd have to you'd have to get like a knife or something crazy, or like 4 or 5 kills. You can
and you can't gamble on 4 or 5. You can predict 2 maybe.
If you get 4 kills, you can get it second round if you win. But that's about it.
That's what I was trying to figure out what the threshold was. It's 2's not enough, and you can't say, well, we'll do this strat because you will get 4 kills. That's not something you should hedge your bets on.
Yeah, it's 4 kills. I think 4, and then you stay alive, and you still have your armor. Then you get the AWP out with Kevlar, no helmet. I think that's the way it goes down. If you didn't take any damage somehow.
Yeah,
you get the helmet, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way, 11-5, and it is the full investment here. Like I said, I personally not a huge fan of this approach, but each to their own, absolutely. It's not like it's wrong. This is my opinion. That's what I'm here to give you. And Cirque's giving his as he delivers absolute pain with that scalp. And we'll see Molotov's deployed, and it looks like Orman's got, I was about to say the perfect setup here, but that actually was a nightmare. And they're losing frags left, right, and center. It's now a 4 versus 2, sorry, as Freeman takes damage. But it looks like NRG have done enough here. Daps with a nice little flank. Perfectly done. Doesn't get the kill himself, but he confirms the last buy is towards Bang and can get a defuse going and win the round. That force buy actually works out beautifully. Couldn't have gone any better, to be honest. There's a bit of it is always a risk to these sort of buys, but the way they're playing right now, the shots they're hitting, guess you can't argue with it. Cirque to get a nice kill, then got a tag as well. Daps waiting in the doldrums. Didn't get the frag, but he certainly got all the intel. He called ones at the steps. His players took care of that. He's got so much firepower around him. Like, he just has to be the brains behind the operation. He's doing a great job at that. They've made some great calls here overall. Looking confident. Look at the cruise himself into the final 16, which for me is a lock-in right now. The way they're playing, like they keep this up, like definitely making it to the next round.
Henry, it's after midnight.
It is way past midnight. It's,
Happy Valentine's Day,
10
darling.
past 1 in the morning. Thank you so much. You're the first person. I was expecting my phone to light up with text messages from all the adoring fans and friends wishing me that, but it's just you, which is fine. It's all good.
Don't act so.
not to like ruin your gesture.
Don't be so impressed. I'm excited. It's fine. I won't take it personal.
Oh dear. Well, foot in my mouth and gun in Buckley's hand. We'll see if he can pull this one back. It's going to be the AKs across the board. You can see 3 of those for the CTs. And now Freeman, I'm sure that was quite deep enough. Absolutely was. Nice job. He actually does damage with that incendiary, forces them out of position, and they run through into their graves. It's another clean round from NRG. 13-5. Money there for ViCi, but just AK armor is pretty much all they can bring to the table. Joking and Advent especially. Advent can get an AK, armor, and a flash. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, even if Alman was the one to buy the AWP and drop it over, he was $100 light.
He goes for the UMP instead, just to know because of that buy. He's 1-15.
Oh, that's
It's a rough one.
It is. We saw a slow start today as well from Fitch, way back in game 1 for Avangar.
Sure. He brought it back though, right?
He did bring it back. Unfortunately, I don't think the time is going to be available for ViCi for him to have quite the same
Here he comes.
Skill. You talked about it. You haven't seen him go off yet. Cirque surfs, and he finds Alman through the short tunnel. That's exactly what you'd expect from his AWP. He is easily a top 5 opera right now.
Yeah, people forget about him because he hasn't got a massive amount of trophies or massive highlight moments, but if you break down his play and what he does for this team, yeah, definitely. Like his movement especially is so good. It's so confident. It's like poetry in CS, like the way he uses the map and exploits some of the advantages you can get, like that little serve, like just to give him an extra speed boost. Nails another one, no problem at all. Pins him to the wall like a butterfly. And now it will be Cirque to hopefully close things out for NRG. No problem at all. Didn't have to break a sweat that round, really. He started off the round. Remember, this is why you consider him a top AWPer. He goes towards short. He gets that kill on the short pipe. You don't even expect him to be there. He is then somehow 10 seconds later finding multiple kills on the A-bomb side with these. He's funneled them towards that position, and he's there waiting to get more kills. Like, he is controlling that round single-handedly.
Quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. 14-5 and another eco, and they're not going to even force this one. allow them to get 15 and try and get 10 in a row.
New viewers, it seems odd to see nades thrown away at the start of the round uselessly. It's because you can only holster 4 at the same time.
Yeah.
And you might want to switch out the 4 that you have.
So sometimes like 2 flashes sounds great, but if you don't have a smoke, you'll throw one of the flashes away so you can pick that smoke up. Or if you for some reason brought a decoy, you throw that away at the start as well. But mainly it's a flashbang that's thrown away and you buy the smoke.
Speaking of, that's exactly what Fugly utilizes to try and secure himself back inside of the site. So too the rotations from Daps and Fugly. I can't even talk about the situation of setup fast enough. They absolutely destroy bathrooms along, and it will be map point on our final map on the B stream of the day. NRG looking to go 2-0 to start this off. And look, I'm going to say it. I didn't do pick'ems. I would have considered NRG to be one of my 3-0 teams. I really would have.
I'm not sure I could say that. Like, I'm a big fan of them. I love what they do, but I feel like I was doing it last. I watched Shad do his, and he put Fnatic in his, I believe, which I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, sure. For me, it would be. We'll come back to it. Certainly, these guys were in consideration. Maybe Cloud9. NIP might not have been one that I would have considered. It looked like they could be in that situation. ViCi, that's not bad. Clever, goes wide, gives himself the space to do so, and then surfs up close. He's going to play the corner. You can back yourself into that corner. You don't really get the aim, but you can be there and not seen, and a gun barrel won't be shown when you walk in.
The accuracy is removed.
I think he's going to try. Is he? The smoke down. I thought maybe he tried. And with Daps on the grate, I like this. They throw a smoke and they say, hey guys, let's work on some of that mobility stuff we were doing. Do you remember that movement we worked on?
What's the cheesiest setup we can have right now? Should we get both of us boosted in weird corners that are camouflaged and strange? ViCi doesn't go for the full commitment there, but this is like actual camo. But will they check the corner after that particular play? Luckily for ViCi, they've traded this out quite nicely. Ethan now not finding the quick kills. He should be punished. This is better for ViCi, but it's a little bit too late at 15-5. This round will be theirs.
And I think NRG was kind of just messing around, trying something different there, to be honest with you. That didn't look like a very... The fact that it took Daps 3 jumps to get up there. Good lurk by Freeman. Off gone. The fact that it took him 3 jumps to get up there and Breezy was not really sure if he wanted to play fully in the corner, that suggests to me it's like, hey, you want to try this? You want to work on that?
I think you're right. Like that's not a traditional setup, but certainly one that it's not a throwaway round. Like that could definitely work in the right scenario, but not to be this time. Fugly with 20 kills. I think everyone's fragging. I think Daps is the only one who hasn't broken double digits, but that's about it. Doesn't really have to. Like we said, the powerhouses he's got around him, that's not his role. There's not really many kills left with the amount of work they're doing right now.
That round had to exist strictly to give Advent 2 more kills.
Yes, he's, what is he, 1-17, I think, and now like
3.
Yeah, he's got 3 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at this point just playing for pride already. Just to reiterate, both of these teams are 1-0 currently. This is round 2. There's a scoreboard for you. So yeah, Advent 3-17, Daps 8-9, but 20 for Fugly, 17, 19. You can see 4 players really going off there. And just to know, yes, so both of these teams are 1-0. So ViCi, no one expected them to win their first game against Fnatic. This kind of balances things out. They'll go 1-1 and still fight tomorrow. Plenty more Counter-Strike coming your way over the next 3 weeks. This is just day 1. You've had 16 maps in a best-of-1 format. Kind of nuts how much we packed into it. But here we are coming to the closing stages. At least this stream, I think the Renegades NIP game still continues. That's currently 10-9 in favor of NIP. So as soon as this one ends, and it's 10-10 about it. So you don't leave this stream until we're done. That's the rule. Or you can have the other one on your secondary screen and mute them, because it's all about us most of the time. I would say, at least.
Almond. He wants a way into the B site. Ethan waiting by short and Monster, the wooden plank kind of dividing the two. There's an inappropriate name for it, I won't tell you. That's a missed opportunity. And more so because not only did they not get Freeman, the up close didn't strike fast enough, but Fugly pounces and he'll get away with it. They lost ViCi in the meantime over toward B, but Ethan takes Almond back. And it's the advantage to NRG. We might be done because Cirque's got joking and it's not yet planted. It's in the hands of Advent. He's on the site. I don't think he's going to go very far with it. Molotov, not yet. Cirque knew exactly what that meant. That was desperately thrown, and it was a bit sloppy. Left way too much of a gap toward Long. He just walked out, shot toward the planter. No scopes, and it goes the way of Cirque. Yeah, as soon as that Molotov didn't land to pinch him off completely, he just went, all right, well, I'll kill the planter now, thank you.
Well, there it is. It was just a formality. This one we knew that NRG were going to close it out at some point, but they do it in style. Very comfortable game. Yes, it is now 1:20 in the morning. It does suck. There's no point beating around the bush. It is in all ideal conditions. But NRG show it can be done. You still can perform at top level. No one really dropping off at all. They look coordinated. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. And trust me, those guys are making it to the next stage. There's no doubt in my mind about that. They're 2-0 right now. And I think the first team to post that score, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, because the other
game's still going on. The Renegade.
Well, no, because we had our previous matches.
That was, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was 1-0. I was going to say those are 2-0.
There's been a lot going on today.
They're our third last team to post that score.
Anyway, you know what I meant. It's all good. 2-0. It's fine. They're going to be doing great stuff in this tournament.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. And I'm even still, I'm sitting here thinking, who would I have picked for 3-0? They definitely would have been one of the teams that I would have absolutely considered putting in that position. I think they have a few punches